Welcome to the Indie Tea Talk podcast. I'm Adam, and this is Kitty, your host for a journey into indie music across the north of England. Tune in as we share a brew with some of the most exciting indie artists around, creating a space where you can discover your favourite music like never before. And whilst you're here, please show your support by hitting that subscribe button. It's a massive help to us and also the amazing artists that we feature. Before we get into our guests today, we have been doing some amazing things recently. Really want to give a big shout out and thank you to all the guys at This Feeling. As you will probably have seen on our social medias, we've had a lot of Isle of Wight stuff going out, and we're also about to venture down to Truckfest, which is coming up pretty soon. So a big thank you to those guys, and keep an eye out for what we've got coming up. Today on the Indie Tea Talk podcast, we've got some amazing guests. Well, we've got an amazing guest lined up for you. Today's guests are one of the most exciting young indie bands coming out of Manchester in the recent years, The Guest List. Over the last few years, they've gone from posting covers online to selling out headline shows and playing at some of the UK's biggest festivals, building a fan base that's growing day by day. We actually caught you set at the Isle of Wight Festival this year, and we've been really looking forward to getting you in the studio and having a catch up. So please welcome into the studio, The Guest List. How are you doing, guys?
Hello. Yeah, very well. How are you?
Really good, really good. Really excited to have you in the studio. Really feel really humble to be able to host you guys. And it's just like we've spoiled it a little bit. We've already had the live sessions, and freaking hell, you've got something to look forward to. So you guys absolutely blew us away.
Oh, cheers.
So we caught you set at the Isle of Wight. And from where we stand in, it looked like one of those gigs where everything just clicked. Did it feel like that from the stage? Or are you always kind of analysing what you could have done better?
Yeah, Isle of Wight was actually quite a hard gig because they have a school near the site.
They do indeed.
Which means you can't make noise until 4, which is what our stage time was. So we basically couldn't really prepare anything until we were on stage. But that's quite common, to be fair, at festivals. And it was the first bar Neighbourhood, but it feels like Neighbourhood kind of comes before festival season.
Right.
It was the first kind of proper weekend festival of this year. And it was great to play a big tent like that again. I think the last time we did a tent that size was probably Truck last year. And yeah, we played well. I mean, we've done... You know, we've done 2 tours since last festival season, so
right,
it definitely feels like we've relaxed into our performance a bit.
Yeah, I'd say you guys look so comfortable up there. I mean, it is for anybody that's not been to the Isle of Wight Festival, and you guys were playing at the Big Top stage, and it is huge. Like it's a massive tent, and you filled it there were so many people in that crowd, and everybody was just singing along and having a real good time, and you look like you guys were as well. So, you know, credit to that. Like you to say that it's the second time you've played a stage that big.
First time playing Isle of Wight as well, which was a big moment.
Yeah, it's obviously a festival with a lot of heritage as well.
Yeah. How did it feel to be there? How did it feel as a band to have got to that point where you're like we're on like the second stage as it is?
Yeah.
And like, did you open the stage then?
Yeah. So we were first on, but I guess it felt pretty surreal because last year was the first year where we started doing like big festival stages,
right?
And so it does seem like it's been quite a quick progression for us, I'd say, and just unreal to see, the number of people turning up and see all the fans, obviously, get spending the time to come and see us, and we really appreciate that.
With festival crowds, I can imagine, is it quite different to like your own headline shows? Like, I guess people that come to your headline shows have already heard your music and are already fans.
Yeah.
How do you do you play differently? How do you win people that haven't heard your music before over?
I think with a headline show, it's completely different because people have, come to see you.
Yeah.
And they're expecting, the songs that they've heard.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose you do play to the crowd a bit more,
mm-hmm.
but obviously there's a lot more return from that because you know that people, you know, going to enjoy it most likely, you know, you
Yeah,
hope.
yeah.
And then yeah, I'd say that's completely different to a festival where you're playing in front of people that you've never seen before, so it's almost like you're trying to win them over. And
Yeah. I guess that's fun though because
they're both rewarding in the
you
different
can play
ways.
tracks that aren't maybe as well
Yeah,
known.
exactly. So we've played a few unreleased tracks.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to kind of to experiment a little bit, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, we did play a set, like a full run through of our new album, Something Real, at one of our headline shows. We played in Liverpool, and we weren't really sure what to expect, really, because obviously we're aware of, you know, people aren't necessarily there to see your new stuff, and so I think it kind of came off quite well. I thought people got really into it. It's my favourite show anyway from that tour. Definitely the Art.
Where was that in Liverpool?
The Arts Club.
Oh, nice. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it was our 7th time playing the Arts Club in Liverpool.
Nice.
So it felt fitting that would be the date of tour where we played the album through, which was an idea we had not long before tour, to be honest.
days
Yeah.
Scrambling a set together.
And we announced it that night.
Right, okay.
So that was a great experience, and having never done an album before, one that you only get once in your life, to be able to announce that you're doing your first album,
Yes.
and then to be able to play it in full to a crowd of people who've never heard it.
Surprisingly receptive as well.
Was amazing, yeah, and to see them take it on, because it's a big ask for a crowd of people who've paid to come and see you, who've given up a night of the week, to sit through 7 unreleased songs back to back and to still be engaged with the gig. That's a tall order, but they were. And then again, for them to kind of listen up after Weatherman, which is always the closing track for our shows, but isn't the closing track on the album. It's second to last.
Ah, okay.
And there's a quiet track called The Only Ones, which is last, like an acoustic song. Again, to have the crowd go from the high of Weatherman, you know, people on shoulders and singing along and expecting that to be the end,
Yeah.
to then drop down basically and shut up and listen to this really intimate song which closes the album. We weren't expecting to pull it off, and it just did. You could hear a pin drop in that room when we played that song.
So nice.
So yeah, I definitely agree. Definitely the best night of tour, and one which we couldn't ever recreate if we tried.
No, that's incredible, and I love that. Like I think when you do something like that, you've got to sell it yourselves as well. Like for the crowd to really take it on, you've got to go full with it, and like this is the album. This is this body of work that we've created, and we're going to do it for you live, and we're going to put everything we can into it, like you would any other show. I completely understand that, but you've the second that you show that intimacy at the last song, it makes it almost impossible for them not to buy into it, especially after you've got everybody so high and energetic with Weatherman, like to pull everybody back down. I can imagine that was quite an emotional ending to the evening.
Yeah, it was.
It was my favourite song of the night that we did.
I love a show that ends on a real kind of like low.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a tradition to end an album like that, and people are afraid to end a show like that. You know, you assume that the best way to end a show is on the biggest song. But as a kind of new band, you have the opportunity to mess with the script a bit on stuff like that.
That's the best way,
especially when you're playing to smaller crowds. You know, because if you play to a 3,000 cap, it doesn't matter how good you are, how good the song is, you're not going to shut a 3,000 capacity room up, unfortunately, whereas you can do that with 500 people.
Yeah.
So it really is important to take the opportunities in front of small crowds to showcase that artistic side of music before it becomes basically more event focused.
Yeah, absolutely. So pulling it back a little bit then, a few years ago you guys were posting covers online, and that's kind of how you found your legs as a band. Is it safe to say that? Is that how you?
Yeah.
So, and you've kind of gone from that sort of humbling start to playing major festivals and touring the country. How has that sort of process felt for you? Has it felt quite gradual, or has it kind of been one of those things where you've turned around and gone, bloody hell, how did we end up here?
Yeah, I think it's felt like it's gone by very quick, but
Right.
It's been quite a few years in the making. I mean, we formed nearly 5 years ago. We were still still about 16.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've come up through a lot of smaller venues to get to where we are now.
Yeah.
Namely like Deaf Institute, we've played a couple times, a few times maybe, and Band on the Wall, and New Century played last year, which was an unbelievable headline show. So yeah, I think it's taken a lot of graft to get to this point.
Yeah.
But it's not felt like a long time. So,
No, it kind of whistles by, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I guess the routine in the life of a musician is a bit strange. It does kind of pass you
Not a
by.
lot of
There's
routine.
no regularity to anything. It's
Right.
just like
Bang, bang,
probably
Yeah.
2 tours a year, festival season. I guess they kind of break up the year for you. But other
Okay.
than that, it's just a strange like whirlwind of rehearsing and playing and recording and going to these new places. But yeah, we've really enjoyed it, and it's kind of what it's all about. And whenever we've spoken to bigger bands who are more established and stable, they say that this period of being a band is the most exciting period you'll ever have, and that once you've got a big fan base, of course that's amazing, but you kind of lose the charm a little bit of doing it
Yeah.
before that point, and that feeling of we have to make this work rather than
Yeah. Yeah.
we are okay as we are.
Yeah. I get that, because you start having to. You're almost holding yourself accountable to your previous work as well, right? So you put an album out, and then it comes to album 2, and you're like, well, we've got this marker now. We've put this like flag in the ground, and this is where we are, and we need to step on from that. And it's difficult. You see a lot of bands that struggle with album number 2 because they don't know whether they need to recreate or try to recreate what they've already done, or move into something completely different. Like a band that springs to mind there is I've lost it. I'll come back to you with that one.
Someone just name a band, any band.
It's that
Strokes.
tricky second
No,
album.
yeah,
it's
it happens a lot.
It's like a famous thing, and you've got
Yeah.
your whole of your life to write the first album, and then the second one has to be done like that. Do you know, like in
Yeah.
6 months or whatever. So
This is really frustrating me now. It was on the tip of my tongue, and they're a band that has every album that they bring out is not entirely different, but it takes on a new form. And I've seen them so many times. Never mind. But yeah, it's a difficult place to kind of to transition from. And like you're saying, like this point now where you've got no sort of obviously you've got like a previous body of work, but you're still building to make that full body of work. It's ready to go. But like having that sort of awareness to be able to look at it from a perspective of now and to absorb it and to enjoy it, whilst not letting it run away from you. I imagine it's quite difficult.
I think we feel like that with this album. We feel like this is like, I suppose it's weird to talk about it now because it's not out, but from our point of view, like we've recorded it several months ago now, so it feels like almost like a past version of ourselves. So
I always find that crazy with the release of music, that like by the time you come to releasing something, you've listened to it so many times, you're so familiar with it, and it feels like a past past version.
And that when you then deliver the release and perform the song once it's out, you have to deliver it as if it's you now. Because that's what the audience expects and wants from you. And, it is your job as a musician to get into that mindset when you play a song, to get to be inside the song.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Some of these songs, Mary, Sally, Weatherman,
3 years old, aren't they?
3 years old.
Yeah.
Especially as a young band, you almost get that exaggerated because you don't have the same structure around you to record, and you don't have the experience of recording, so it might take longer to take a song from it being written to being recorded and released. Now we're in a position where sometimes that whole process can take 6 months and it still feels very fresh. Whereas these songs, we really have been playing them.
They've been around the block.
Yeah.
I'd also like to caveat that by saying that I've remembered the band now. I was referring to Bombay Bicycle Club.
Right.
If you look at their body of work.
Sorry, George was pretending to ride a bicycle.
Are you kidding me? And nobody told me.
Well, I didn't. I just thought he was going mad. George, the cameraman's clearly lost it in the heat.
He is mad anyway. Yeah. But that's the thing I was referring to regarding their body of work is quite diverse, and they've taken it in a lot of different ways. And I think they're one of the few bands that have managed to pull something off like that, where they can be so creatively open but still retain their identity as a band. But anyway, we've discussed that to death now, haven't we? So one thing that stands out about your music is that the songs that you write are not what a traditional young band would write about. You tend to find a lot of songs that are written about relationships and stuff like that. And that's not to say that you haven't got music in that spectrum, but you also tackle a lot of more difficult and harder hitting subjects like mental health and climate change with Weatherman and the pressures that young people face today in society. Where does that vein of creativity come from?
I think in all aspects of the songs we come out with, we want to reach. I think it was I saw an interview with Bowie where he was saying the best songs are written in that space where you feel like you're just reaching for something which is right at the end of your fingers, and you can only just kind of control it, but at the same time it's slipping away from you. I think that applies not just to the music, but when I'm writing lyrics, to be conscious of the things that I care about, to be conscious of things that are happening, and to know that it's that they're worth writing about, and that we have the platform to write about them, which is unique and a privilege in itself. I think that keeps us interesting as a band, compared to if we just wrote songs about relationships, which of course are relevant to us as they are to any young band. So of course there are songs we write which are about relationships. But it would also feel like we were playing it very safe if we didn't. Yeah.
Missing like an opportunity for creativity, I suppose, as well, isn't it? Like you've got this plethora of craziness that's going on in the world, and to be so narrow-minded.
Well, I also think with, I don't know, such a loss of like reading as well. Music has probably become the most relevant, like literary form, I guess, to our generation at least. So it's kind of feels like it's not enough to dismiss lyrics, when they're kind of the primary source of like artistic interpretations of things that are going on in the world, for people our age.
Do you think also that helps you to process and make sense of everything that's going on around you to write about it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not, these stories don't come out of my life, or not all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them do, some of them don't, and I don't feel like I necessarily have to, specify which ones. I think there's some magic in having a lack of specificity, and because it allows people's to kind of project their own life onto a song, which is a really important part of understanding lyrics. So, yeah, I kind of think lyrics for me are a great way to empathise with the situation, even if I've not necessarily been in it myself.
Yeah.
And that process of writing about it and then releasing music has helped shape us as individuals, and I think the fan base that we have really appreciates it as well.
Yeah. So every Manchester band has been compared to somebody. Do you ever find yourselves trying to move away from that conversation? Like, how do you kind of try and become your own entity without being surrounded by the culture of Manchester?
I think it's important to be proud of where you're from.
Absolutely, yeah,
100%, and we are, and so we are a Manchester-based band. But I think you do see a lot of times there are those like Manchester bands who are maybe just kind of playing off the big thing in the 90s and maybe just trying to completely emulate that with the lyrics and the riffs and stuff like that. I think it's important for us that we're not like that kind of Manchester band, you know what I mean? Yeah. But we're definitely proud to be from Manchester, and we're very proud of the music scene near where we live, and the circuits are amazing, and we're really lucky to be from Manchester in that sense. There's a lot of great infrastructure where we're from, so yeah, bit of both.
So if Manchester gave you the foundations, then what makes you the guest list?
I'd say that a lot of the music that we listen to that inspires the way we come up with parts and the writing side of thing as well is quite diverse. So we listen to a lot of like American stuff, and maybe even a bit of like jazzy stuff or Latin American stuff. So I think if we just listen to Manchester bands, which we do listen to them as well, but not exclusively. I think the fact that we've got kind of a broad range of influence kind of would not necessarily, lead us into that,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right, it's time for my favourite question. It's what everyone tunes in for, unfortunately.
Yep.
We can't get away from it. If you or your music was a style of a type of flavour, style.
This tea's got style.
It's got style. If you or your music was a type of flavour of tea, what would it be and why?
Take it away, Kai.
We actually, because we got told this was the famous question.
The famous question, yeah, of course.
And we went for oolong.
Oh, that's the first time I think I've ever had a type of tea sung to me. So what kind of makes you? What makes that the fit?
It's a funny story, really, isn't it?
Go on. There is no story, but I'm quite excited to see the story that you tell.
Well, we met.
Oh my God.
Turns out there is a story.
We met for the first time drinking oolong tea.
It's just not true.
And we thought this is it. This is meant to be.
I believe you.
I believe
every
you.
Fibre of my being.
I'm happy to
Told
believe
with
a lie.
conviction.
Yeah. Any good story.
It was like out of a film. We were sat round and
Big
our
mug.
eyes all met round the room.
Yeah.
And we were all sat there,
You on that oolong
the
stuff as well?
coincidence,
Yeah.
the coincidence was just ridiculous. I mean,
Unreal. And who'd have thought it'd bring you to here today
exactly.
to tell that story? The
And we've
only
never
place
told anyone that.
it would ever be relevant.
Exclusive, heard it here first.
Yeah, well, obviously it's quite personal, so we'd appreciate you not
Yeah,
passing it on to other
I'll censor it, don't worry.
Well,
publications and
Red
things. But, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much. We're going to jump into your first live session. Do you want to tell us what you're going to perform and a little bit about it?
Yeah. So we're playing 3 songs. Slow Down Sally, which is a song that me and Leo wrote together quite a while ago now, and is definitely one of the best songs on the album, definitely one of the best choruses on the album.
It's super
Yeah.
catchy
Yeah.
as
It was
well.
a bit of a mishmash, wasn't it, of our ideas?
Yeah, it was. That
Came to you with the chorus, and then
Yeah.
we worked it out in a few days. And
The
yeah, I
verse
don't know,
took a
it's kind
few,
of stood the
had a
test
few
of time,
iterations, didn't it?
Yeah, the verse was messed around with. It has kind of a weird structure, weird chord progression. The verse, and the chorus is your chorus, and then I stitched on the end of it like a brighter bit. And in the final arrangement, actually, we play just the first half, which is Leo's half, the first time round, and then the second chorus we bring in the second half. So
Nice.
it's quite nice to have that writing perspective on it, and
Yeah.
it's almost like the song itself. You can see it being written in a weird way. And then we've got Mundane.
Wait.
Sorry.
We'll get to those.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm
Let-
just so excited.
Let the people stew on it a little bit. Brilliant. So we'll drop into your first track and we'll chat again after.
Great.
Nice.
Thanks.
They say dreamers don't believe in fact. They see silver lining and a cloud stained black, and they wait around to feel the rain. Twice loved and she's twice as shy. She sees the open window of a passerby and turns around as if to say those bastards are all the same. They could never feel the pain. Slow down, Sally, you should go. When the rain falls down in the alley all alone. I came across her on a lonely stair, and she told me I tried escape him, but he makes me scared. And it breaks my heart to watch him change. Those bastards are all the same. They could never feel the pain. Slow down, Sally, you should know. When the rain falls down in the alley all alone, I want you to breathe now. Turn anger to peace now. Just hold on till home. Let sorrow dissolve into open arms. Before you cast the lie, I swear you won't regret the time you gave to us. This life is like a tide, it swells and falls to bring you home. Slow down, Sally, you should know. When the rain falls down in the alley all alone. I want you to breathe now, turn anger to peace now. Just hold on to home, let sorrow dissolve into open arms. Slow down, Sally, you should know. When the rain falls down in the alley, all alone, I want you to breathe now, turn anger to peace now. Just hold on to home, let sorrow dissolve into open arms, into open arms, into open arms, into open arms.
Welcome back to the studio after what was an incredible live performance. So far, we've spoken a little bit about the pathway from posting covers on TikTok to festival stages, the meaning behind the music, and what makes you guys stand out as a band from Manchester. So moving into the recording studio, I wanted to speak a little bit about some of your earlier works and some of your stuff with James Skelly, a producer that's worked with some really incredible bands. How did that opportunity come about, and what was some of the biggest lessons that you learned from it?
Yeah, so our manager manages the choral as well, which obviously James Skelly is the frontman for.
Absolutely.
Also a great band.
Yes. So he put us in for a session with James. We had 2 songs ready to go at that time, Loose Tongue and London. And yeah, it was an amazing experience, and for us to be that young going into the studio with someone with so many successes under his belt.
Yeah.
Did you have any previous recording experience, or was that your first?
Yeah, we
proper-
had. It was the first time we'd gone in with a producer. So we'd done actually, no, that's not true. The first EP we did with Martin Moskrop from A Certain Ratio, but I mean, we were really young at that time. I mean, we could barely play, to be honest. And I think most of the session was spent trying to figure out how you make what was 4 at the time, 4 15-year-olds sound like they can actually play.
Okay.
That's crazy. That is
so-
crazy young.
Yeah,
Like,
so it's
My little brother's 15 now, and I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine him going into a recording space. And, like, that's crazy.
Not making like fart noises down the microphone.
Yeah.
it kind of was like that.
It still is. That's all they've been doing today.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't
Slurping the
age.
tea.
Yeah. But anyway, so we had those 4 out. We had 161 out, and we had Steel Police out at the time. But yeah, none of them. I don't know. We hadn't really settled as a band, and then we went for the pre-production with James Skelly, and then eventually to the studio to actually record. I think the biggest lessons we learned, one was how to kind of strip a song back, cut the fat off, basically.
Yeah.
And make sure that each part is necessary and that each part works with the other ones, because that, as a young band, the temptation to go AWOL with each instrument.
Yeah.
And I also find if you have everything accessible to you, then as a young band you want to put everything on it. 'Cause you're
Exactly,
like, we have all these amazing things.
So he was very useful for that. He stripped those 2 songs down. We went in with quite a lot more complicated arrangements, and he helped us to make them make sense, I guess. And then also he is a huge focus on authenticity, originality, and not letting perfectionism get in the way of uniqueness.
Yeah.
That comes up all the time on the podcast. I find it so interesting that like this idea of perfection and also remaining unique and true to yourself it's really hard. It's a very
it's a
hard balance.
constant tightrope.
Yeah.
And everyone has a different threshold on it,
I like that term.
Like
there.
Tom in our band, for example, we know that he has a different threshold.
He likes a lot of
If we-
electronic stuff. And
If we listen to Joy Division, that goes beyond his threshold. In terms of like the like
side eye.
I don't know, but it's just completely personal, isn't it?
Mhm.
And,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
there's no right answer. It's where taste
It's
comes
so
from.
subjective. Like the entire sort of concept behind music is that it's so subjective.
Yeah, and I think the music that we've put on the album, the recordings are quite different to Loose Tongue and London in that way as well as a lot of other ways. Working with Matthias is a very different experience to working with James.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Matthias then. Tell us how this album project has worked with you and your producer and the sort of interplay that's had in creating this overall product at the end of it.
The whole experience working with Matthias is very unique, especially for a UK band to go to Bergen, which is a very special place to us. Certainly to be able to record your debut album somewhere like that makes a very strong impression on you, and also kind of focuses you on the importance of it. It really felt while we were there, like this is, we have to do this justice and we have to do this right. We felt the scale of it, but also the calm of it, with how just like pretty and quiet Bergen is. And then him as a producer, he's very free, I guess. He doesn't stop you. He just kind of quietly guides you in the right direction, and gets the best out of you, which is the main job of a producer, really.
I think that's also a very special thing. It's quite hard to find.
Yeah, and he had a very clear vision, which matched our vision for the music. He's really helped us in creating a sound which is uniquely ours. I think if you listen to the production on the album compared with that of the other bands coming from the UK right now, it does sound different. I think you can hear his kind of dream pop background,
Right, okay.
on the sound of it, which is a big help, because while we want to separate ourselves writing wise, you also have to consider the production and how that plays into making you unique.
Yeah, I get that. I like that. It's I imagine it's often a topic that's perhaps overlooked during the recording phase of music, and whilst you're sort of crafting and moulding what the overall song looks like at the end of it, is trying to pull all those pieces together and remain in all those sort of different ways authentic and true to yourself, but then also standing out and trying to bring something to the table that hasn't already been brought, or maybe something back to the table, because everything you can think of has been done, and it's trying to create a way around that to make it interested in a different dynamic or more personable to you, so that it becomes easier for you to portray that when you're performing it live, or there's all those sort of things. And I suppose another part of it, I wondered how you kind of looked at the recording phase and then translating that into a live sort of polished article. So what is there anything that you've done in the studio that you've found difficult to replicate when you're playing it live?
I would say we're normally quite good at replicating the studio version of that. And I think a lot of that comes down to the fact that we didn't go in with Matthias and
try to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, brass bands and all that, stuff. But
is that something you considered when recording we are eventually going to have to do this live, or?
I don't know. I think we just wanted I think we just wanted the first album to just mainly be us, really, and maybe you can go down that line later and start adding stuff. But I think we wanted to kind of keep it as minimalist as possible, really, without going too far, the other way. But we do have If Ever Your Devil Is Kind. That song does feature string section, which I actually think it was Matthias's idea, and I think it works very well for that song. So that's something that we couldn't do live.
Do you think you ever will?
Oh yeah, we'll get a big string section in at some point, but
a whole orchestra.
Yeah, we normally we don't struggle too much with trying to recreate but obviously live's a different thing as well, so you want it to have that live element, but I think we don't do a bad job of that.
You be the judge.
Pat yourselves on the back.
So as we mentioned a little bit back, we talked about your transition from being I don't know if it's the right
TikTok
term.
band.
A TikTok band. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And kind of your progression into becoming a band of your own accord. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the kind of juxtaposition between the way that your music has developed and the lyricalism, if that's the right word, and the meanings behind a lot of your music tends to kind of look at people in the real world. But that's kind of stemmed from you kind of emerging from the digital world. How does that experience kind of come about, and is that something that you consider, or is it was it just literally a pathway to where you are now?
Definitely is. I remember when we were doing the music video for Something Real, talking about the irony of having a song where the first line is "hate is on trend," and the whole purpose of what you're trying to do is create some kind of trend which markets your music like that. That hasn't passed us by, and I think in the making of that video, it was meant to kind of be self-aware in a way, with how ridiculous the visuals were. It's a weird time. I think we came out through TikTok in a way which is unusual, which a lot of bands try to replicate, and there really is no way of guaranteeing that can happen.
That you survive on the other side, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about how useful it actually is to build an audience in that way. It's very useful within the industry, because again, people even in the industry don't really seem to understand how social media works. No one really does. And the truth is, you can have 300,000 followers on TikTok and none of them will come to a gig. If you've got those 300,000 people in by playing a cover of Creep or 505, that's what they'll come and see.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to play those songs, they're not going to show up. So it's complicated and it's confusing, and I'm very sympathetic with young bands, having been in one, trying to understand how the hell you make a name for yourself nowadays and how you can be successful. I guess the best advice we can give is just to don't get carried away with that. The most important thing is still what it always was. It's having good music, being good at your instruments, and just sticking it out if you can.
Do you think it's generally becoming harder for young guitar bands to break through that kind of mold, or I guess do you think you guys are an exception of that, or an example that you can go about it in the right way?
I feel quite optimistic. I think the genre's growing again. It feels like it is.
I think so.
you know, even comparing it to 3 years ago, the number of bands our age and younger even, which are now known inside a kind of TikTok indie community, has grown massively. Their followings that show up to the gigs, that listen to their music on Spotify, has also grown. So it feels like a new space is emerging. It feels healthier than it did 10 years ago, I think. Not that I was...
also think, not that I'm that familiar with the scene, but it seems less competitive as well, more supportive.
Well, I think the whole thing grows as one.
Yeah.
There's no point shooting down another band as if they're the competition.
Yeah.
Even if it may feel like that, because really you're not. If you grow together, that's how you can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
No one band will take this on alone. So yeah, I feel pretty good about the future of guitar bands, to be honest. But you know, it's hard not to feel with the history that you're not copying something that's already been in any band. So it's just how this new wave feels different in any way. And I think the bands that survive will be the ones that find ways of distinguishing themselves from the many bands which have come before.
I completely agree. I think it's also really important to make those connections with like people in the industry as well. Like again, going back to our time working with This Feeling, we've made so many, like you might not always get the big numbers that you want to get, but if you're ticking those boxes with the right people, then they're the people that are going to be promoting you and supporting you and helping you to find more like-minded people. So it's not to be like overwhelmed by the sense of, oh, I had a target for this song to get so many players or whatever, but to strip it back a little bit further and go, well, it may not have been as successful, I use air quotes for that, as I may have envisioned it to be, but actually what it's done is it's opened a door up, and it's meant that I've met this certain person or I've done this certain thing, and it's given me this opportunity to be able to move potentially into a different domain or into a new circle of people that are going to offer their expertise and influence onto a young band, or onto, like in our case, onto an emerging podcast and stuff like that. So you've got to kind of, I feel like you've got to kind of balance all these different things around you and use everything as sort of like a tool. So like TikTok is a tool, and if you can market it right, if you can work it right, social media, that's what it's there for. It's there to be used to help promote you. And like you say, if you're just going to do covers on it, or if you're just going to do something on it and then expect that to translate through into a completely different area, it's not really going to do that, is it? Because you, like you say, you've built that algorithm of people that are not interested in the other thing. Like they're interested in a specific part of what you do, but that doesn't always translate through. So yeah, it's interesting to get your thoughts on that, and it's interesting how aware you are of the transition between the two sort of areas of where your music has come from and is going to.
Yeah, I think you've got to be completely direct, even if that means sacrificing views. At some point you have to decide what you want out of a platform and who you want to be in your fan base, and target them. So
yeah. Build it and they shall come.
Yes.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
We'll see.
So looking ahead, what is exciting you guys over the next 12 months? What have you got coming up that's going to blow us all away?
Mainly the album coming out on the 28th of August. So obviously
that is a big one.
Really put a lot of hard work into that, and want to see other people enjoy it as much as we do. And then we've got quite a few festivals lined up, haven't we? Reading and Leeds, really looking forward to.
The Japan one is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most.
Wow.
But, especially Reading and Leeds, I think, because going there when we were younger and watching all these, big bands, The Killers, I'm gonna have to list a load.
No, you don't. You don't have to list them, but I know what you mean. It's that full circle moment.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly.
You've stood there on that field, and you've looked at that stage, and now you're going to be looking at that field.
Yeah. So the introducing stage, which we've not played a BBC introducing yet, so that'll be another first for us. But yeah, I remember walking past that, and I'm pretty sure it's like opposite one of the main stages, so it's
their stages
quite
are always
central.
pretty well placed.
So yeah,
I think they're
really,
rejigging this year. I'm
they?
not quite sure, but I've seen that they've added stages and said they're shifting stages, and
hopefully closer.
I mean, it says we're playing the canopy. I don't know if that is still the BBC. When we were first offered it, it was the BBC intro stage, so I don't know if the canopy is the BBC introducing stage, but we'll see. I
think Boardmasters as well is another one we're excited for. Festival, 'cause I think we might stay if we can for a few days, and because
maybe
I think
it's
that's
right
the only
before
one.
Japan.
Obviously, it might not be the best idea, but yeah,
We'll try. And then tour obviously is the big one. Like debut album tour in October and November. We're doing a run of Europe shows and then a run of UK shows. It's the first proper Europe tour we've done. I mean, we did go out last year and we did a few shows which were kind of mainly festivals with one headline in Antwerp. But this time we've got like 8 dates out there and then the same in the UK combined with Neighbourhood in the City festival. So yeah, it's a really exciting time.
It is.
Which Europe show are you most excited for?
I'd say Paris for me.
Paris. I'm very excited for Berlin.
Oh yeah,
Great city.
Yeah, it's just amazing to be able to see new places. Obviously, it feels like we have a good understanding of the UK now. So to be able to go to,
Paris, that's my answer.
Yeah.
we have, Okay.
Probably because last time we went, didn't we? And then I didn't see the Eiffel Tower, so I really wanted.
Yeah, we went to Paris, and
I know it's not about the
like
music,
right
but I
there.
really wanted to do some.
Did
sightseeing.
anyone see the Eiffel Tower?
Yeah.
on
Well,
that
on
trip?
the taxi back
Yeah.
to the hotel. Tom saw the top of the
Ah, right, okay.
So,
glimpse,
poking out.
Yeah.
a miniature version of it.
because have you been? Before?
Yeah.
So I think 3 of us had been to Paris already,
Yeah.
so didn't feel that I must see the Eiffel Tower
Okay.
thing. But the other 2, I guess,
You can do it this time, can't
they
we?
just knew we'd be back is the thing.
That's it. Yeah. Let's not rush it.
Yeah, the
Let's-
demand is there.
Yeah,
There needs to be a reason to come back.
Exactly.
You should still not go and see it and just see a little bit more each.
Oh, just slowly just.
slowly
pull the-
yeah.
Did you say slowly undress it?
Did I say
I think
that?
you just said slowly
I said
undress. I think
Oh,
he
right.
was talking about something completely different.
We'll get it up
Oh,
on
God.
the-
Stood in front of the Eiffel Tower,
Yeah.
slowly undressing again. Come on, the police are coming. We need to. They've got guns over there, man. You don't want to mess about.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, it's time to drop into your second live performance, the one that you were so close to telling us about.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what you're going to be
Itching.
performing and a little bit about it?
Yeah, Mundane. It's the next single. We're doing the last single before we release the album. I think I can say that, or at least it'll be close enough to us announcing it that it's not such a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably the heaviest song instrumentally on the album. We've had it for maybe... Actually, I was checking this the other day. I did the first demo for it 2 years ago now.
Wow.
I was like, wow, Mundane's 2 years old, which feels ridiculous. Yeah, it's about that feeling of going a bit mad with how predictable your life may have become, which I think most people can relate to, and combining the lyrics, which are objectively very dull, about fitting curtains and leaving dishes to soak in the sink, combining that with the heaviest riff on the album just felt like, I don't know, quite a strange and different thing to do. So yeah, again, it's one of our favourites.
Amazing. Let's give it a listen. Thank you.
Take it in, pull the curtain from the wall again. Make sure the colours match the floors and shell paint. The paper's peeling off the plaster. Porcelain, leave it soaking in the bathroom sink. Close the window for the seats in. These bearings coming off the caster. Pay me for nothing, lounge entertainment, coldness for passion, rust onto steel. Fame is a must take, 3 before sleep. Mundane, 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 mundane. Shut the door, leave your trainers on the kitchen floor. Take the food they give, but never ask for more. The silence and the patience. Scoop right when I step out there. With all those eyes around me, you're not friends if you ever care. You throw your arms about me. There's something wrong, but you're gonna laugh it off like last night. Pay me for nothing, lounge entertainment, coldness for passion, rust onto steel. Fame is a must take, 3 before sleep. Mundane, 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 mundane.
So you've made it all the way to the quickfire round. My usual caveat, it's becoming a bit boring, this caveat. I'm sure everybody that's
We need
ever
a new
listened
one.
before will have heard it. But if you're a new listener, it's only quickfire because the questions are written a little bit shorter. They tend still to need quite a longer answer. So we'll just kind of freeform it. We'll just see what happens. So yeah, one emerging band or artist that everyone should be listening to right now.
Are we gonna go for a unanimous answer?
Don't do
You can all say a different one. if you
yeah.
want.
Okay, yeah. Should we do one each?
Yeah,
That's funny.
I'll go with Mary in the Junkyard, the London band who just released their debut album, and it's really good. And they're really good live as well, and I think everyone should check them out.
Sick.
I'm gonna go with Tooth.
Tooth.
Yes, they're a London band, very good. Put out a recent EP. And they're doing quite well. And we know them. Well, we don't know them personally, but we know of them from way back.
All right. Okay.
When we were doing the TikTok thing, they were doing something similar, but took a very different approach, basically.
Right.
Of kind of getting rid of all that stuff and starting again, kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
So I quite like that they've re-emerged.
I think
and their tunes are very good.
We
so.
should do a collaborative episode and
Yes.
discuss discuss the differences in approach
It'd
to
be-
emerging.
Yeah, I quite like that.
I quite like that idea.
I'm going to go with Cherry Holt.
Cherry Heights.
Who were sort of like an indie 5-piece, and they supported us on our not this November, the November before. Sorry, no, last November, last year, and yeah, kind of very, very good. I really enjoy the music, so yeah.
Sick.
Who in the band would survive the longest in the wilderness?
I think Leo.
I think me.
Do you think?
I think Leo's.
I think Leo would get fed up.
Right, just give up.
Just give up. I'm done with this.
I've not had a day with Leo recently where he hasn't asked about food and where it's
That's
next coming
true.
from. So I don't.
No, but exactly
I'm not sure he
right.
could take the hunger for very long.
He's got an
Right,
Can I
insatiable
just say,
appetite.
actually, you guys win the prize for the band that's eaten the most pizza, I would say.
Yeah.
Really, people have stuck. Well, all we did was eat
Noble
all of
prize.
it. So,
And do you think if it kept coming, you would have?
oh yeah. We could have kept
I
going.
We'd be eating
appreciate
it now.
that.
We'd
There was
still be
not-
going.
there was
Only
not
Why do you
one
think we're still
slice
here?
left.
You mean there's not more pizza at the end?
We're
Is
angling
that
for
not?
more.
Is that not what this is? Yeah. No, I'm joking.
Pizza club. Yeah, I think Leo would be pretty resourceful, and I
Okay.
think he's got that insatiable appetite for food.
I
There you
think
go, that
Tom.
drive.
Yeah, he's got the drive.
I think Tom would last the longest in the wilderness. I think Tom has got.
Like feral, kind of
Yeah,
feral
I
qualities.
think he'd just find. I don't know. He'd find his
He'd
way
find a
out
way.
he's
there.
got that
Yeah. I
think
primal,
the rest of
primal
us-
instinct.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
rest of us would mentally break before Tom.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe.
I also think if we were there as a 5, I don't know, if it was a thing, one of those situations where,
Yeah.
decisions have got to be made.
A real Lost Boys
Um,
situation.
Desert
Yeah.
Island kind of stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. Oh, God. I mean,
Okay. Who'd be
Luckily,
the
we
first
don't
person
have
to eat somebody else?
I was just thinking that.
definitely
Tom
Tom,
would eat
Tom's
that.
even admitting it. Tom would do it after like a day.
Yeah, you'd be sleeping.
Plenty of berries around. and
Tom,
things
there's still
to
loads of
forage.
food. I've been eyeing up that leg.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
someone chewing on you while you're sleeping. Tom nibbling at
It's
your
come
leg.
close to that in the Travelodge.
Missed the takeaway.
Yeah.
Too late. All the takeaways
Yeah,
are
when
shut.
everything's shut. Yeah, that is a sad walk. Actually, we've
it's
done that
sad,
walk
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Over the bridge. It's that you sometimes get at these Travelodge
Yeah.
service station
Oh,
Travelodges
Everything's
just to find there's
closed.
nothing open.
Yeah.
Walking back.
Desolate.
Yeah.
What's the biggest on-stage disaster? This is one of my favourite questions.
I'd say Antwerp when my tuner decided to change settings. So I was basically tuning to a different.
Like a different frequency, like
Yeah, well, yeah, I
440
was a semitone out on one of my strings, and it sounded absolutely terrible. So I had to try and figure out what was going on, and it was a disaster for me. That was my worst moment, I think.
I think Southampton on our
yeah.
recent tour was the biggest collective.
But we started
Just
out.
shambles. And I mean, there was so much that went wrong. There was a cable from the desk to the stage stopped working,
Nice.
which basically means the sound cuts out. But because we've got in-ears, the thing is you never know if something that's affecting your sound is affecting the
Yeah.
the front of house.
front of house sound. So
We thought we were bossing
we
it.
thought we thought it was carrying on in front of house and it wasn't. So it's dropping out for us and them.
Oh, heartbreaking.
Which we didn't know till after the show. Then a guitar broke, so then I had to play some acoustic tracks while they figured out what was going. It took 3 of them apparently to figure out. Stood twiddling their thumbs behind me while I'm playing these acoustic tracks, and then obviously I'm playing along, and I know that the acoustic's out of tune as well.
Oh.
Well, we've learned.
That was
haven't we?
ludicrous.
Hopefully, we'll.
But you know what? The crowd enjoyed it because it was just so.
Over the top.
Like you can't fake this. This is actually live. I guess if you go and watch live bands a lot and you're used to the norms now of click tracks and backing tracks and
and it can all go
it's
wrong.
all very well put together and cued and everything. To see a show just go tits up, it must be quite entertaining.
Yeah. Like one of my
Mine-
favourite shows.
Mine was probably. I remember Why Not last year, and like halfway through one of our songs, the strap just broke and the guitar. And I was
that's
stood
quite a
on
common
like
one. A lot of people
like
say
a
that.
monitor, like propping
Yeah.
the guitar.
Oh yeah, any excuse.
Trying to look like a rock star.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who is always late? I think I know
Sid.
the answer to this.
Yeah, it's me. To be fair, Leo's not great either. I think he's dodged a bullet there. But...
Yeah, just because you're that bad.
Yeah. If I wasn't here, Leo would easily be the.
Yeah, that's what happens with me and George. That George doesn't get told off. For
He's
being
lucky
late
I'm
'cause
knocking
always
around.
Later.
Yeah. There's levels
like
to
you're a
this.
saint.
I've got better, definitely, but it wasn't hard to improve, really.
Yeah.
Like a year ago, I was shocking. It was
Who's
absolutely-
the opposite end of the spectrum?
Angus.
Who's always dead on time?
Angus is there 10 minutes
I
early.
guess. Actually, Leo's the most unpredictable with it. Either Leo
An
will
hour
either
early or an hour late.
because we meet like at my garage for anything basically because that's where all the equipment is.
I
That's
like
where
that.
we rehearse. So with Leo, either you'll ring him an hour after you were meant to meet and he's asleep, or I'll have a knock on the door an hour before we're meant to be doing anything,
And then
it's
making up
him.
for lost time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I was
swings
2
and
hours late
roundabouts.
last week, so I'm here.
2 hours early.
yeah.
Yeah, it's midnight. Well, I've not gone to bed yet. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine. I'll curl up on the floor.
Right.
Well, I've been there, done that. Slept
He
on
did that the other day and just said
I'm staying.
after the England game, he just told me
Crashed in
that
the
he
garage.
was staying at my house and stayed in the
Well,
room with all the gear.
you're
It's good to
pretty
have someone defending, a bit like a dog, you know.
Yeah. We had the
If
guard
anyone
dog
tried to break in,
Yeah.
Leo would have been there.
start growling at you.
Yeah. Yeah, he wouldn't have woken up.
No, it's all. You wake up and everything's gone. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Don't know.
Sold it all. And now I'm driving off in like a nice new car.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Sure.
Well, thank you guys so much. Just before we wrap it all up, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to tell us where we can find you with your online presence, what gigs you've got coming up, and when and how we can find your debut album.
Yeah, so you can find us on pretty much every social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music. The debut album, Something Real, is out on the 28th of August. You can pre-order it now in many formats, many exciting formats which we've made for you. And we're on tour this November if you're in the UK, October if you're in Europe. So make sure to catch us there to see the new album.
Have you got a launch party? Is it? Are we not talking about this yet, or have you got something lined up?
Really, I mean, we're doing in-store shows. I keep
Kind of a
meaning
launch
to mention
party,
this
isn't
to you guys. Is like, are we not going to do something for the album? Like,
It didn't go too well last time. The EP launch party, it was a bit of a damp squib.
yes, yeah.
I learned from
Nothing on the people that came. We organised it very
that. It was our
badly.
fault.
Oh, is this the one you were talking about earlier?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we basically did. We don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, that's
Come to the album.
Yeah.
Really, we messed up with how to ticket it. It was like a admin problem.
yeah.
You know,
Organised
that's not our
one
specialty.
will be there.
Yes.
album
yeah,
launch.
Yeah. Let us know. And if you were to organise something like that, it'd be all on your social media anyway. So
Yes,
you
of
guys
course,
need to drop them a follow, subscribe, or like. I don't know. It depends which platform you're on as to what they call it. But you want to follow these guys, so make your way towards that. That kind of wraps up Indie Tea Talk. I just want to say a massive thank you to you guys. You've kind of absolutely blown us away today. If anybody who's watching this today has somehow not come across the guest list, please make sure to check them out, stream the music, grab a ticket to a show if they're somewhere near you, and please do buy some merch. It is the number one way that you can kind of support emerging artists, and it's super important because these guys are going to be the bands of tomorrow, which you might not get these opportunities to go and watch them in 500 cap venues very much for very much longer. So yeah, thanks again, guys. It's really been a pleasure today.
Thanks for having us on.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks.
You're more than welcome. Remember, you can also follow us if you should like to do so. We're on Indie Tea Talk on most things. Although, to be fair, we're only really any good at Instagram because...
Yeah, guys, can you teach us about TikTok?
Yeah,
before you leave?
I
I
understand
wish
it.
I could. TikTok is
Unpredictable.
impossible to understand.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you've said that, actually, 'cause it makes me feel a little bit better because I just do not get
I
it.
don't think anyone gets it.
I don't even know how to... Like, I open it up and I look at it, I'm like... has someone messaged me, or is that a
Yeah,
notification,
stuff going on.
or like what the fuck's going on here? But anyway, that's enough of me rambling. Thanks again, guys, and
Thank
until
you.
next time, cheers.
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 Thanks.